Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Namaha. Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samastayam Namami Chinmayam Brahma Vidvaram Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Paramanandamadavam. Sit straight with the head, neck and vertebral column in a straight line. We are sitting in a clean, quiet place all alone. These are the necessary conditions to be fulfilled. Our eyes gently close, not too tight. This indicates the withdrawal of all sense organs. Now we bow down to our Guru and Ishtadev. We surrender to them and seek their blessings and ask, O Lord, bless us with the fourfold sadhan. Now we become aware of our breathing. It's going on effortlessly. We breathe in a rhythm. Practice for some 6 to 7 times. Breathe in and breathe out. This quietens the mind. In quiet mind, there are no thoughts. To this we bring the Mahava Upanishad says that we are Brahman. Tat indicates the Brahman. Tvam indicates you and I, the individual being. Asi indicates oneness. There is oneness at the individual level and in totality. The consciousness is one consciousness, that I am. This is indicated by Omkara. Upanishad says, Om iti etad Brahma, I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is Brahman. This is consciousness. I am that consciousness. Let us repeat Omkara 3 times and try to abide in the self. Breath every time. Mentally repeat Aham Brahmasmi. Rub your hands, put your palm on your eyes and slowly open your eyes. Let us chant the Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Pranato Sadgurum Pranato. Shankaracharya bow down to his Guru Govinda Padacharya and to the Lord. And he says, by their grace we come to know the truth, the oneness of Jivatma and Tamagocharam, not known through any other means, the sense organs. We bow down to Bhagavan Shankaracharya, who has written Vivekachudamani. We bow down to Puja Gurudev, who taught us. We bow down to the Lord. By His grace we are able to study. We bow down to all great masters and we seek their blessings. With their blessings we start our studies. We have seen yesterday this Vivekachudamani. The last was 322. That was the last mantra. We have seen that anya sos tato vyatha. Said pramada, the carelessness, the forgetfulness of one own real Swarupa, that I am Brahman. It brings all calamities. There is no other anything comes in our way except forgetting that I am Brahman. Even for a person who has studied the scriptures and forgets that I am Brahman. And when he forgets that, then what happens? The result, tataha moha. he becomes deluded and it gives reality to the world. Tatah, I am this body, mind and intellect, identified with the instrument. And Tatah, it is a cause of bondage, I and mine, and Tatah Vyatha, and there is continuous sorrows in life. So Bhagavan says that now in the next mantra, he gives an example that when one becomes extroverted, he forgets. What is the cause of forgetting? The cause of forgetting, we becomes extroverted. And he is given an example. Vishaya vimukam drashtva Vidwan samapi vishmrutihi vikshepayati didoshaihi yoshaja vishaya bimukam drashtva vidvam samapi vishmrutihi vikshe doshe yoshajaramiv priyam. He said, vidvam samapi. It's not for an ordinary man who has not studied the scriptures. Vidwan is a great scholar. He has studied the Shastras. But what happens? Vishaya abhim, when his mind becomes extroverted. Anything. His mind is attracted outside. When such things happen, then he forgets that I am Brahman. He identifies with the body, mind and intellect. I am so and so. I want this. Vishmriti, he forgets his own real nature. He may be a learned person. He must have so many mantras, everything he knows by heart. That's why I said Vidvamsam api. Even a person who has studied the scriptures, the moment the mind becomes extroverted. But why the mind becomes extroverted? Because Brahmaji has made the sense organs turned outside. Swayambhu, Kathoprisa says, Brahmaji has made the sense organs, they are always turned extroverted. This is their nature. Then what happens? Vikshepayati. Then the mind becomes agitated. Once it has become extroverted, then you desire for it. You want it. Vikshepayati, dhidoshi, then raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, all this comes. I like this, I don't like this. And what I like, I don't get it, I get angry. What I like, I get it, I become greedy. So, vikshepayati dhidoshehi. These are the defects of the mind. Now he gives an example. Yoshaja, there is a lady, but she has a secret lover. Though she is in the house, but her mind is thinking of that person. She is thinking of some other person. Though physically she is working, but the mind has become extroverted, thinking of some other person. In the same way, we are married to the divine consciousness. But once we become extroverted, when the mind becomes extroverted, it starts thinking of the world. Understand the comparison? She is married to a man, but she thinks of some other man. Here, you and I are married to the divine consciousness. That is our Swarupa. But we forget that I am that divine Brahman, and mind becomes extroverted, and then we have likes, dislikes, anger, greed. All this come didoshehi. These are the defects of the mind. So Bhagavan see that Aja means Maya. Aja means Maya. Ajamil was a Brahmin boy. He was married also. But once he saw, when he went to bring some puja saman in the forest, some flowers and all these things, and for homam and havam, some Then at that time he saw a woman and he comes home, but his mind has become extroverted. He's thinking of her and her. He left his home and start living with her, isn't it? So then what happens? He become totally extroverted. Didoshahi. And that Ajamil, just because, then what happened? Because the Mahatmas come and the child's name is given, the last child name, Narayana. And he's scared when the death comes. He remembers Narayana, and then the both sides, the Yamaraja's messengers also come, and Narayana's messenger, and he heard the discussion, and that changed his life, isn't it? This is what we study in Srimad Bhagavad Purana. So it takes no time to be extroverted, understand? To turn within, we have to put an effort. Outside, it goes effortlessly. You're coming on the road, you see some big poster and the new, recent movie advertisement, and then evening you go and sitting in the picture hall. It takes no time to be extroverted. But no, to say no, it needs a lot of courage with understanding. It is because of understanding and clarity. Then he gives another example that it gives an example of in the next mantra, because Bhagwan Shankaracharya was in Kerala and there so many ponds are there, and there he saw one pond and that reminds him, and he gives the example. Yatha prakrushtam kshanamatram na tishtati आवृणोति तथा माया प्राज्ञं वापि पराङ्मुखं यथा आलं क्षणमात्रं न तिष्ठति आवृणोति तथा माया प्राज्ञं वापि पराङ्मुखं. Shaivalam, there is a pond, the water is not moving, water is steady, and there a layer of moss has covered it. That is called Shaivalam. A pond, underneath there is a water, but on the top there is a moss, covered with moss. From a distance, you do not know that it is a land or the moss is covered. It appears like a land. So many animals go and they get drowned in that and die, isn't it? So that is Shaivalam. Now he says as apakrit. Now, but a person, he knows that this is a moss, underneath there is water, and what he does, apakrishtam. With the hand, he removes the moss. With the both hands, he removes the moss. Then what happens? Underneath there is a water. He is able to see the water and the reflection of the sky. Very careful. The reflection of the sky, you can see in that water. The water is clear. Once you have removed the moss, the water, you can see the reflection of the sky. But the moment you take your hand back, again the moss covers the water. Ksanamatram na tishtati. Not for a moment, it remains like that. Soon it covers water. Avrunoti, na tishtati, avruno. And it covers the water. Tatha, in the same way, as they given the example of a moss covering the pond water, in the same way, tatha maya. Maya means, Maya has different names. Maya is called Ajnana, Maya is called Vasana. As per the different reference to context, the names are used, but the meaning is same. Vasana, Pragnamapi, Pragnam is a person, he has a knowledge of the scriptures. He knows what is Brahman, he knows what is BMI. Pragnamavapi, when a person who has studied, who knows discrimination he has, what he knows everything. Parang Mukham. but he also becomes extroverted. Bahirmukham. When he has studied, because the vasanas are there. The vasanas, the impression creates a desire, and the desire leads one to action. So, a person who has studied the scriptures, but it takes no time to be Bahirmukham. To turn, you have to do a Purushartha. But to become extroverted, you don't need any Purusha. It becomes effortlessly. Vapi pragnam parangam mukham. He also becomes extroverted. It takes no time. It takes no time. Why Bhagavan is telling all this? We have to be very alert and vigilant. Just because we are studying the Shastras and we understand, don't think we have totally turned within. Bhagavan makes us very, very careful. That be careful, be alert, be vigilant, that you don't go away from your divine nature. That is our real nature. Now he gives one more example that once we become extroverted, to fall down, it takes no time. It takes no time. Lakshachunishad bahirmukham sannipayetata tata nipatet pramadkelika kanduka sopatau patitau yatha tatha lakshachunishad bahirmukham sannipate tata tata pramadata prachyuta keli kanduka sopana panktau patatha. Now he says that yadi, first line, yadi chittam, if our mind, ishat, I will first break it, lakshachutam chet chittam ishata bahirmukham san et keli sopana panktau. First line, yadi chittam ishada, ishat even a wee bit, little, chittam, mind, lakshachu, this is for a sincere sadhaka, is advised by Bhagavan Shankaracharya to make us very, very careful. He says, lakshachu, laksha means the goal. If we have a sadhaka is there and his attention from the Lord, the Brahman, chutam, he slipped. He is turned outside. A little bit of his mind. Not that totally he has become extroverted. Mind slightly start thinking about that. Bahirmukham. Then it takes no time for him to become totally extroverted. If the mind thinking of something to become extroverted, it takes no time. Totally becomes, means identifies that I am this part, I am this person, I am so and so. Is attracted to the Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha, anything. And San, Bahirmukham San, once his mind has become extroverted, then the ladder is a fall. He falls down and down. He goes down and down. It takes no time. It takes no time. No, what happens if I do this much? No. That becomes, Bhagavan tells us to be very careful that even if your mind has become little extroverted, it takes no time to fall down. Wherever we are, continuously there is a downfall. And now he gives an example. Pramadataha prachyuta kelikandaka. Kelikandaka means a rubber ball. The small ball comes, or a crazy ball. Suppose it slips from your hand, it just go down, down and down. Like that. Pramadataha, you are careless. Such ball is there in your hand and you are standing on above the stairs. If the ball falls down, sopana pankto, then what happens? It falls down from the steps of the stairs. Patita. It first will go, say, 10 steps, Puja Gurudev writes, then 20, 40, and is down with the wall, it strikes here and there. Totally. First only few steps, then the speed, momentum increases, and then it is totally down. Bhagavan says, in the same way, if we have forgotten our real Swarupa, and we become extroverted, the mind has become extroverted, it takes no time to be totally extroverted. Say, be careful. There's a total downfall. In Bhagavad Gita, that is said, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangat Sanjayate Kama. Kamat Krodha, once the one's man, then he forgets his own nature, and then there's a total fall. In the same way, once we forget our own nature, then to a little we become extra. No, what is this? This is small thing only, no, I can do. Bhagavan says, then you forget your real nature and you come down totally. Sopanapam. In the same way, there is a fall down. We have to be very, very careful, very, very careful. That's why whose company we are moving, with whom we are moving. A person has a bad habit, it takes no time we also become like that. It takes no time. He says, what is that? Just once only? No. That once creates a habit and then you cannot give up. So he says, be careful. And then you forget your own laksha chutam. That is important. You forget your own goal of life. What is the human, why human birth is there? Jantunam, we forget everything. My goal is, in this life alone I can realize the truth. Just to see the example of our great King Bharat. Bharat left his kingdom, his wife, and he went to the forest. For what? To realize the truth. And there his mind got little attached to that deer. And because the deer is suffering, oh, you protect him, okay. From the water you took out, okay. From the river. But then there is nobody for the deer. I only must take care of the deer. And slowly forgot all his sadhana and he got attached to the deer. And then so much when the deer was not seen and he left his body, and because of the same thought, next life he was born as a deer. But this life he was careful, isn't it? But his one life is wasted. So, any Bhagavan says, even our mind goes little, Bhagavan says, it is you fall from one step to the downfall. It takes no time. With whom we are moving, what are our thoughts? Every time we have to be alert and see what type of the thoughts are in my mind. We have to be very, very alert, very, very vigilant and see our own self. Bhagavan in the next two verses, again, just like that, is somewhat like the Bhagavad Gita shlokas only, 326, 327 and all. Almost same. Vishayeshva विश्चेतः विषयेष्वा विषचेतः संकल्पान् सम्यक् संकल्पनात् कामः कामात्. We will read two slokas together. ततः स्वरूप विभ्रंशो विभ्रष्टतुप्तः पतितस्य विना नाशं नरारोहयिष्यते विषयेष्व विषचेतः संकल्पान् सम्यक् संकल्पनात् कामः कामात् पुंसः प्रवर्ततः भ्रंशः विभ्रष्टस्तु पतत्यदः पतितस्य विना नाशं नारोह. विषये, we'll break the sandhi. Vishayeshu संकल्पयति तद्गुण सम्यक संकल्पनात् कामः कामात् ततः स्वरूप विभ्रष्टः तु पतितस्य विनानाशम न आरोह. Bhagavan says how we fall down, that he says Vishayeshu avishat cheta. The mind, cheta means mind. Avishat means totally deluded. A person's mind has been totally deluded. Totally deluded by what? Vishayeshu, in the sense objects. Vishayeshu avishata. The mind, means the objects have entered in his mind. Objects have entered in his mind. Vishaya avishata cheta. Say maybe some music, some food taste, something is thinking, and his mind is now attached. I want this. I should have this. Vishayeshu. That's why avishata word has attached and entered. And when entered into the mind, then what happens? Sankalpayati. Then tadgunan. Then the mind's nature is, it starts thinking about the qualities, and he starts thinking what pleasure he will get from that object. If I go and see that movie, oh, I will be so happy. That heroine I like, or like that some food, and he starts thinking about that, and sankalpayati. And mind, sankalpayati is that samyak kalpana. Sankalpa, it is called shobhana adhyasa. That will give me joy. I'll be very happy. He's just thinking in his mind. And then what happened? Samyak sankalpa. And when mind is deep thinking about that, having a desire for that, samyak sankalpanat kama. You go on thinking about it. It's very good. If I have it, it's so good. And kama, then it creates a desire. When the mind, that's why we have to be very, very alert in our mind. What type of thoughts are there? And when the mind thinks of that, then the desire comes. The same thing happened with, the Narayan, when he saw that scene in a forest, then he started thinking the same thoughts going in his mind. And then that creates a desire. Why not I have it? Why not I have it? And when once the desire comes, what happens? Kamat. And when the desire comes, man's activity starts. He puts an effort to acquire them and enjoy that object. Kamat pumsah pravartana. Tat sampadane. To get that, he puts all efforts. How am I get it? How can I get it that? Kamat and Vishayeshu. What are the Vishaya? Means Vishayati iti Vishaya. That which takes near to that, it is called Vishaya. It is poison. Vishaya is like a wish, poison. So how it starts? First, the sense objects enters in our mind. Then the mind starts thinking about it. And then the mind says, when it goes on samyak when the mind is going deep, samyak means deep thinking about it, then arises a desire. And when the desire arises, kama, then a person puts an effort to acquire the object and enjoy. This is how it happens. This is our day-to-day happening. We understand it very clearly. There's nothing difficult in this. Then what happens? Once the object has entered inside, tat rupa vibramsha. And once the mind has become totally outside, then Swarupa Vibramshaha, we forget our own Swarupa. My Swarup is Sachidananda. I am Atma. That we totally, Tataha. Then the result of that is we forget our Swarupa. We Brashtahatu. And a person who has deviated his mind from the Swarupa, then he falls down, means he is now totally attached to Anatma, the body. I am this body, and this I want, this I must have. Adaha means from his divine nature, he has fallen down and is identifying that I am this limited being, I am so and so. Anatma, with Anatma is identifying. He is totally cut off with his divine nature. Patitasya, the one who has fallen from his divine nature, Vinanasham. What is Vinanasham? Vinanasham. Nasham is to forget our own real nature and we ruin our this human birth. That is Vinanasham. We have gone far away from our Swarupa, totally forgotten that. And then we do not realize that also I have gone so far away. Na aro, then for such a person to come to realize that I am Brahman is not seen. It is very difficult. Once we are fallen, attached to BMI, then to rise up to our divine nature, na aroha ikshati. Such a person is not seen to come and realize that I am Brahman, because become totally extroverted. He totally forgets about the divine nature, that I am the source of happiness. Happiness is not in any outside object. He has forgotten that in his seeking happiness in the outside object. And in outside object, there is no permanent happiness. There is no permanent happiness. So, punaha na aroha ikshate. Once he has fallen down, extroverted, then he never gets up. Then to rise to the Brahman, own Swarupa, is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. See how carefully we have to be. Once we become extro, if you are a good person, you are a spiritual, but your company is bad. As the company, so the person. Then you totally become extroverted. It takes no time. No, come with me. No, yes, you go with him. No, take this little only. Does not matter. No, you will be very happy. And that brings you slowly, slowly down. Then you are not able to rise up to the divine nature. That's what Bhagavan is telling. So from the beginning, we have to be very alert, very alert. What I should do and what I should not do. We should have a clarity about it. What is Nitya and what is Anitya. That Viveka should not go. Now Bhagavan says, that's why you give up that. You give up. Sankalpa varjaye tasmat sarva anarthasya karanam apathyani vastuni sankalpa varjaye tasmat sarvanarthasya karanam apatyastuni vyadigrastoya sankalpam tasma. Therefore, Bhagavan says, where you have to stop? Sankalpam varjayet. Bhagavan is doing khandana of Vishaya Bhoga. Sankalpa varjayet. Samyak kalpana. Oh, this is very good. This gives me happiness. Bhagavan says, tasmat. Therefore, Bhagavan says, you give up this. Thinking of sense objects. That will give me happiness. Why? Sarva anarthasya karanam. It brings you all calamity and brings you sorrows and tragedies in your life. Give up that. Varjayet. You give up that. Anarthasya, cause of all calamities. And now he gives an example. Apathyani vastuni vyadigrasta. A person is sick. He is admitted in hospital. And the doctor says, he gives this, you should not eat. You are such a diabetic person, high diabetes you have, you should not eat this, you should not eat this. Doctor has said everything. Vyadigrastaha apathyani vastuni. Apathyani, that does not help him. Prohibited, that is harmful to him. He should not eat that. And yatha, he gives up that. A person whose mind is suffering, he has to reject all that. In the same way, now our mind is suffering because of sense objects. Bhagavan says, reject them. Rise above that they will give me happiness. My children, this object, anything if you are attached, understand that will be the cause of sorrow. That will be the cause. Attachment is the cause of sorrow. So Bhagavan says, turn your mind to Narayana. Turn your mind to Narayana. And once you reject the sense objects, then what will happen? The thoughts also will be good and you will go higher. Otherwise, if you are turned toward the sense objects, then the disease cannot go. It will increase more and more because the doctor has said not to take and you want that and that alone. How then you can become all right? So Bhagavan says, what? You have a disease. We have the disease that. What disease we have? That I am this body, mind and intellect. This is so firm in us. And then mind goes outside. Bhagavan says, turn within. And yourself, your Swarupa is the Narayana Swarupa. You are the consciousness. Turn towards that. Otherwise, that one sankalpa will bring all calamities in our life. It makes us, tells us to be very, very careful. Now he says, Bhagavan Shankaracharya, be alert. Ata vivekino brahma vidas samadho samahit bhava savadhana. Ata mrityuhu vivekino brahma vidas samadho samahit bhava savadhana. Underline the word savadhana. Underline. This is what he wants to tell us. In Hindi it is said, if you are not careful, careless, then some wrong thing you will suffer. Ataha, after explaining so much, how by thinking, doing sankalpa, it causes all sorrow. Ataha, therefore, now what Bhagavan started about the process, that Bhagavan is now doing the upasamhara of that topic. Upakrama starting, upas end. What he says, ataha, therefore, pramadat, other than the carelessness or forgetfulness or inadvertedness, na asti mrut. There is, paraham is greater. For a spiritual seeker, this is all about spiritual seeker only we are talking. For a spiritual seeker, there is no greater death than that is forgetting one own real Swarupa is a death for a spiritual seeker. This carelessness, forgetfulness, that is the death. You forget your own Swarupa. Identify, live as this, I am so and so. It has become Janma Janmantara. We live as a body and think also that I am so and so. Therefore, Vivekinaha. Viveki, Atma, Anatma, Viveka. One who knows what is divine my nature and this body is an Anatma. It is not real. For such a Viveki, Brahma Vidaha, and who is meditating on the Brahman, Samadho, and who wants to practice Samadhi, such a person, Samahi. What he has to do? He has to withdraw oneself and Siddhim upeti samyaka. He is such a person, he only get established in the truth. He only gets established in the truth. Who gets established in the truth? The one who is a Viveki, one who is a Viveki, a man of discrimination, who meditates, and he alone, Samyaka Siddhim, attains success. Well, success he attains. Who attains? Viveki. Viveka is very, very important. What is Nitya? What is eternal? What is ephemeral? The body is come today, the body will go one day. I am not this reality, but the consciousness which illumines this, that is my real nature. He is called a Viveki. Such a person, Samahita, means who meditates on one own self. After Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasa. One who is practicing this, Bhagavan says, though you are practicing, but be careful, be alert. Means, vartate saha, avadhanena vartate, who is very, very alert, who will not allow his mind to go out, is very careful. He says no. We must learn to say no. No, 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 that person will feel bad, so I agree. No, you are spoiling your own self. You must learn to say no when it is to be said no. Savada, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says that be careful. He is telling to all spiritual seekers that you meditate, be a man of perfect meditation and be careful. Then you can achieve the success. Then you can achieve well success. And then practice the samadhi abhyas you do. You are and have a discrimination. First thing, sadhan chatushta, viveka. Viveka follows everything. What is nitya, what is anitya. Forgetfulness. See, you and I always remember that my nature is Brahman. This body, mind and intellect, the Lord has given me. These are my instruments to live in this relative world and to finish my prarabdha, go through my prarabdha. But I am not this. This should be so firm in us. Now, Bhagavan says that how one gets liberated, even, but if there is usually a little difference, then there is a fear. Vityat bhayam, you see that somebody different, then there is fear. Now the next topic he starts. Here he has ended about the pramada, forgetfulness of our own nature. Now he says that there is one consciousness everywhere. There is no plurality. There is no manyness. Try to see the adhisthana beyond all names and forms. Adhisthana is the reality. Jivato yasya kaivalyam videhe valaha yat kinchit pashyato bhedam bhayam brute shruti jivato yasya kaivalyam videhe valaha pashyato bhedam bhayam brute shruti jivato yasya kaivalyam. Kaivalyam means that there is without, we have studied Kaivalya Upanishad, Vijatiya Swagata Bheda Rahitam. That is Atma. Atma. Yasya Jivitaha. When one who is, while living, who is not attached to the body, Kaivalyam, I am not the body. He knows it very well. Videhe Sacha Kevala. Videha means Vigata Deha. And when he gives up the body, when he dies, he becomes Videha Mukta. He becomes Videha Mukta. While he is living, he is unattached and he is called a Kaivalya Mukti. He is Kaivalya. But when he gives up the body, he becomes a Videha Mukta. Yat Kinchit Pashyata. Now this he says about the mukti. That what is a Jivan Mukti and what is a Videha Mukti. Then he said, yes, Balaji sir, somebody has put doubt, what is that? No, nobody. Okay, okay. Then he said, Yatke, if anybody sees any difference, Vedam, Bhayam, and we have studied in the Taittiriya Upanishad that if you see any difference, then there is a fear. You see, now you are going and somebody, you see the other person is coming from the opposite side and oh, he looks so dangerous and then there is a fear. But if the same person you know, oh, I know this person, there is no fear, isn't it? You see the difference, then there is a fear. That we have studied. Tasmini udaram kurute. This is in Taittiriya Upanishad. That he is even a little difference. If you see, then there is a fear. Then there is a fear. When you don't see a difference, then there is no fear. Then there is no fear. When you see a difference, then there is a fear. Tasmin udaramaya. Little difference you see, then there is a. But if you know a person, then there is no fear. So Bhagavan says, try to see the Brahman everywhere. If you see the name and forms, we have to be alert. We have to be careful. But when the difference only creates a fear in our mouth. That's why in Brahadaranya Upanishad, Dvitiya. Okay, we'll see further in the next class. So one topic is over. Now we have started the next topic. We'll see more in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnanti Shanti Shanti Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Lokashamat Shanti Shanti. Please go through it. How Bhagwan makes us alert and vigilant. We have to be very, very careful. Hari Om. My pranam to all.